Welcome to India. I'm here for the first time in my life to discover the secrets of this country's world-famous cuisine. I'm here with my 3 sous chefs, and I've got to learn fast before heading back to the UK to cook for some very discerning critics at an Indian banquet in London's West End. This is for real. I mean, I'm starting from scratch, cooking with ingredients I just don't know. This is a new culinary challenge. Wish me luck. I tell you what, this place is absolutely huge. It's not just a country, it's a subcontinent. And cooking is at the heart of all, in every corner of this amazing place. My 3 helpers, Bushra, Calwant and Scott, were handpicked for this once-in-a-lifetime trip. We're cooking and eating our way around India to discover the very best regional dishes that'll hopefully inspire us for that big West End banquet. Today we're in the Indian capital of Delhi, a melting pot for people and food from all over the country. It's a centre of Panjabi cuisine, and a lot of the dishes we know in the UK have their roots here. But the real thing can be very different. Punjabis are an adventurous and outgoing race, and my guide to their cuisine is no exception. Top chef Manjit Gill has travelled the world to champion the cause of Punjabi cooking.
See, the Punjab is located in the north of Indian subcontinent. Pancha means 5 and Ab of Persian word means water. It is the land of 5 rivers, so that's why it's called Panjab. Food is very important. Philosophically, we believe that the food is very important for the body and it is for the mind, heart and soul. It is not only to physically keep the body fit, but it affects the mind also. The commonly used ingredients in the Punjabi cuisine are coriander seeds, cumin seeds, cloves, cinnamon, red chili. This is whole turmeric. For the many people, many houses, they make the powder at home as fresh as possible. Typical Punjabi meal will be, if regular meal is a vegetarian meal most of the time, it consists of vegetables, sometimes cottage cheese, lentils, curd, and the mix of vegetables. Bread is the staple food, and it has a various varieties of breads we make, but all are flat breads, and they are leavened, unleavened. They are deep fried also, they are shallow fried, and they are with fat, without fat. There's a lot of variety of breads we have, and they all accompany with our food. We believe that the food is very important for the body, and we believe that our food is very deeply rooted with 5 senses, the 5 elements, and it has the 5 elements, and the human body has the 5 elements. We believe that every time we eat is a celebration. The eating of food, like we believe that there are 4 essentials of cooking. The one is that you must have a good knowledge on food, so must understand the food. Second is you must cook. Cooking is very, very important. The third is your mind must be there where the cooking is happening. Your mind should not travel out of the kitchen. And you must have good thoughts in mind when you are cooking. When you have these 4 essentials in the food will do the goodness for whom you're cooking or to whom you're serving. And that's a very important thing. And that makes the person happy.
I've been looking forward to this, Manjit. Actually, to get to know the real food and work with the master. Your reputation goes an awful long way across this world, what you've created here.
Thank you very much, Gary.
So this is such a different style of cooking, something that's very fresh and very new to me. You taste lots of Indian food, but now over here now, realising and recognising that in every single region there's a different style, you've got a different approach to it, and of course with different finished flavours. What is it exactly that we're going to be cooking today? How is that going to explain Punjabi cuisine to me?
You are absolutely right that the Indian cuisine, the cuisines of India, is very different from the region to region. And I must say that the unity between all these cuisines is the spices. They are common.
Yeah.
But the methods of cooking, the medium of cooking varies from place to place, climate, region, and everything, all those things. But it's a very simple cuisine. It's a very robust cuisine. It is tasty, and we work a lot on the taste, much more.
From what we're cooking today, every sort of main part of the ingredient is going to benefit from all of these extra flavours we're putting with it.
Every cuisine, every ingredient in this dish or in the Punjabi food has a meaning to it. There's a reason why it is there. So it either it adds the flavor, it complements the basic flavor. So there's a reason for everything to have.
I think I'm going to learn a lot today, aren't I? Yeah. My sous chefs aren't just here to help me cook. They're my eyes, ears and taste buds exploring the local cuisine. So Manjit and I briefed the guys, and they've been out on the road really trying to understand what makes Punjabi cooking so special. Scott visited a historic Punjabi restaurant, Cal went ate in style at a Sikh temple, and Bushra, well, she hung out at a roadside cafe. And I'm going to be cooking up a menu under Manjit's recommendations, and of course under his watchful eye. What exactly are we going to be cooking today? What's the first dish?
The dish which we're doing is the murgi pista dal. Murgi means chicken.
Pista dal. So
yeah, pista dal means with pistachios.
There's shahi maan dal, a classic dal with black lentils and mustard oil. And finally, paneer tikka, the simplest dish of all but so delicious. I just can't wait to try it. This is India, and we're in the capital, Delhi. We're exploring one of India's best-known cuisines. Punjabi cooking is all about hearty fare, fresh veg, meat and dairy produce. So I'm here with Manjit Gill, my guide to the very best of Punjabi cooking. And we're going to be making, first of all, the murgi pista dal, which Manjit calls tandoori chicken plus. What does that exactly mean, Manjit? Why do you call it that?
No, I call it because this basic preparation is like a tandoori chicken. The cooking style is like tandoori chicken. But like you have seen the tandoori chicken, we do the cuts till the bone to get the marination go through. But then we'll do the pistachio filling in it, and then we cook again.
So
along with the pistachio
process.
Yeah, process in this, and that's why it's tandoori chicken plus.
So first stage then.
Or first we'll cut the chicken. We'll put the cuts on the chicken, and then we deep, and then we'll make like a pocket. So
but
like
do you
this,
find that releases too much juice of the chicken that way? Because we've made those huge incisions there.
No, you see, the first is when the marination we do and the yogurt we use, it takes care of the more moisture in this.
Yeah.
We lose little moisture, but we're adding on the moisture also. The tandoori heat is very different. It's all around at one time, and you find that the chicken or any meat which we put into the tandoor gets seared from top.
Right, so the first thing we said, we're going to be making up just this mixture.
We have the rock salt, red chili powder.
Something like that?
Yes, it's enough for one chicken.
Right.
It's quite a lot, but it's enough.
Oh, right, Chef, I'm not going to go mad.
It's good, don't worry, use it.
Getting in trouble
Use
already.
more, don't worry.
And what about a teaspoon, yes?
Little less than that.
Little less, okay.
Yeah.
About there?
Yeah, that's okay.
And we're also looking at the ginger, is that right? And there's about a teaspoon?
Yeah.
About that?
Yes, that's fine.
So now making up this paste. Now this looks very, very good. Let me smell it. Oh, you're picking up that ginger as well.
Yeah, ginger.
But you can just pick up that little nose of the chilli that goes with it.
Chilies also, gives the taste in the...
So now the first thing we're going to do then is just pop this into here, like that, yeah? If I just put that in, can I do it like that?
Yes, you can do it.
This is fabulous. This is great. I mean, I love working with flavours. I like the way that actually, as you've mentioned here, about having these several cuts, you've got enough space then to make sure that you are spreading that flavour throughout the whole bird.
Yes.
Then thereafter, I think we're going to be adding the lemon juice and vinegar.
Lemon juice and the malt vinegar, we'll add that.
So I'm going to take then probably enough lemon juice.
Yes, enough.
I'm going to take a bit more because I adore the flavour. Even just something, if you're using chili and lemon together, rub that over a chicken and roast it. Absolutely sensational.
With any little pungent or spice food, more spices are used, the lemon enhances the flavors.
Yeah.
And it gives the taste also. The sourness is also very important, for any dish to be perfectly tasted.
So that's the first stage.
So this is the first stage. This is the first marination.
We'll leave it to marinate.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to make this yogurt mix. Can I pop that straight in?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, because we're going to be marinating there. So I'm going to use all of that because I love the flavour of yogurt. Rock salt, Just a little squeeze like that.
This is the garam masala.
Garam masala.
Mixed spice. It's enough. No. And maybe a pinch of chilies if you want.
Oh, pinch of chili.
Like.
Oh, adventurous now. Let's just go for a little.
It's enough. Yeah.
There we are. Just holding that little bit back. Right. So just mixing that up then, like that.
And marinade should
smells
not
lovely,
be.
that does.
Yeah, the
smells
spice
absolutely delicious. Okay, right, the next thing, of course, we need to just make sure we get rid of...
all the excess moisture is out.
Like
Otherwise, you know, if you put this moisture into the marinade become more
too
liquid,
loose, and it just falls off. Okay, is that enough?
Yeah.
And now just rolling it in here.
We'll roll into that, yeah.
Okay. Look at this, what a change.
Yeah,
Let me spoon some of this
again,
over, look
put
at this.
into the cuts also, you know.
Okay.
And the whole marinade we must use.
You must use the whole marinade.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I don't like wasting flavours myself, so let's make sure we pour some right inside. Don't lose any flavour.
It is important that the marination should be made to that quantity that it is totally absorbed with the bird or with the paneer tikka or whatever we put in that.
So what's the next stage then?
If we cook it in the tandoor, we have to put it on the skewer.
Already, you know, this is a great new experience for me because I've never seen, a bird that's been sort of skewered like that. It's not quite like the barbecue on a Sunday afternoon, is it?
This is the whole bird will do the half cooking in this, half done.
You're talking about having that half done. How do you time the cooking on this? Because if I was cooking a small little chicken like that in the oven at home, I'd cook it for no more than 45 to 50 minutes maximum in a domestic oven.
This is much faster. We'll do the half cooking will happen 8 to 10 minutes.
As quick as that?
Yeah, as quick as that.
You don't have to have one of these sitting at home, so that's good for everybody to think about. If you're going to try this dish, pop it in your oven at home, it's delicious. So the chicken is roasting away wonderfully now, and I can promise you there's lots of wonderful smells, full of unexpected tastes and flavours. I just can't wait to try it. And I know my sous chefs, well, they've been out and about discovering Ninja they just never knew existed. So let's find out a little bit more about them.
My family are Panjabi, Sikh, from North Punjab. So basically, I affiliate myself with that culture more. I mean, brought up as a Sikh, and I would say I was a practicing Sikh to a degree, as we all are practicing, because you've been brought up in that religion, I suppose. You can't get away from it. And a lot of it's around cultural issues rather than religious issues and stuff. With that, I think I see Punjabi culture as being very rich. Rich in food, rich in their clothes, rich in music and dance, and rich in family issues as well. So it's a nice mix, and you can take bits of it that you want, and the bits that you don't like you can leave behind. That's what the good thing is about growing up in England.
Being an Asian in London, you have a different way of seeing yourself, and to see how your family have lived and do live, and how the country operates would be an amazing way to kind of just to look back and reconnect, absolutely. But you almost forget where your parents are from and their background, and you think London has always been about London, but it's not. And it does make you appreciate and, cherish what you have, because life could have been so different if you were in India or Pakistan. So I think it would be a real cultural eye-opener.
Over the last couple of years, I've worked quite extensively in Asian restaurants. I've done a little bit of Vietnamese, a bit of Thai, Japanese. I like the lemongrass, the coriander, the lime, the chili, all these things. I mean, when you eat them, they explode in your mouth, and they leave you feeling like, what have I just eaten? The only thing is, I haven't done too much on Indian cuisine. I really would like to kind of plug that gap in my knowledge.
Looks delicious, doesn't it? Earlier we sent Scott off to Old Delhi to visit the restaurant that claims to be the birthplace of tandoori chicken.
Motimel Daryaganj started in 1947. This is the heartiest place, and we have started meat in the clay oven, and people used to come from all over India to taste our meat. Butter chicken, tandoori chicken, bara kebab, dal and chicken pakoda started from here. Chicken pakoda also, which I forgot to tell you. Tandoor is very important for us. We are using tandoor for everything. You can say like chicken, mutton, fish, we are using the clay oven. That is the tandoor. Everything we are using. If we have to make the butter chicken, first we have to grill the chicken in the tandoor. We take raw chicken and marinate it for 72 hours, then put it in the clay oven, and after that we make the puree, the tomato puree, and add that tandoori chicken into tomato puree with butter and cream.
Punjabi food seems to be really, really rich. If they didn't think there was already enough butter in it and fat in it, they finish it off with a load of cream. I love to eat butter chicken if I'm in a restaurant at home. I mean, I quite often order it, but it was really quite interesting to see how butter chicken and tandoori chicken were invented.
Yeah, sure.
That's delicious. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
It's been a great honour to cook in the kitchen where tandoori and butter chicken was first invented.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, Scott, what did you find out really about tandoori chicken and its history? I mean, is it just one basic recipe, or did you find several flavours?
I don't think there's any recipe set in stone. I think every restaurant probably has its own derivative.
And amongst all of that, of course, you tried butter chicken.
I did, yeah.
That sounds really superb. But is that over-rich?
Oh, it was ridiculously rich. I think that for one portion they probably had 3/4 pound of butter. I mean, I don't think I'll probably ever order it again.
Sounds lovely. Anyway, next stage then. Well, we've got the pistachio in there, and the next
Yeah.
we've got some rose water.
The rose water.
And then the eggs as well.
The yolk of egg.
And are you just crumbling that then into the mix?
Yes, it will get mashed up, yeah.
And we're looking at both of those. Okay, so we've got the egg yolk in there, and the next I'm going to add some cumin.
Yeah, it's enough.
Same with the
Chopped
chili.
green chilies, yeah, it's enough. This is grated paneer, or the
Paneer,
is, yeah.
yes. Half of it?
Yeah, it's a quarter teacup of
There
paneer
we
is more enough.
Right, and now
it's
basically
mixed well.
just
so
mix
that,
all
you
of
know,
this up together.
Yeah.
So that's going to create almost like a paste.
Yeah. This will have a simple and robust flavor
Yeah.
you now have. Yeah, that's good enough.
I think that looks fabulous.
See, now this is half cooked.
Can I feel
And-
that? Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's lovely. Why do you separate it? Because I had imagined, I mean, this is going to go back into the oven, isn't it?
Go back into the oven for the
So
welding.
you just do this as individual
so see, now
pieces?
this will serve it like this. So with all the extra meat, the bones and all that is removed, which is
Right,
not
so
required. you know.
basically exactly the method I
Yeah,
used
and we'll
last
try
time,
to
really
push it in,
making
you know,
sure
with
that
this
it's
spoon.
really
Yeah.
going in. Okay, I think
it.
that looks
Yeah.
that looks delicious to me. So there we have one. Right, let's continue. It really is quite a combination, to say the least, of strengths and different flavours. Okay, so
Now you
there's-
put them back into the skewer.
and how long will this take now?
It'll be about 5 to
5
6
minutes.
5 to
That's
6
it. Yeah,
minutes.
because you can see that it's not going to take long at all. And now it's separated, of course, will cook a lot
Yeah,
quicker.
it will much quicker and
I think I love actually the simplicity of all of these, you know, although they might seem a little bit intricate as far as, you know, flavours are concerned. It's the cooking style and method of it I like, you know, suspended in there to take on all of that heat and all of that flavour. So, still one stage to go. Very good. Now, let's turn all these over so we can see what we've got here. Look at that. Now, there's still one more thing to add, isn't there?
yeah.
Because it hasn't
That-
finished yet.
Yeah.
Now, we're
That we
looking
will
at...
we'll mix the ajwain.
Mix some little bit of the ajwain, which is
Yeah.
like a lovage. In fact, it's got a really sort of intense, sort of a flavour of thyme, but really, really quite intense.
There's the black salt.
Little
Yeah,
touch of
the
this,
salt.
just
Yeah.
a little bit. So just mixing those up and just a gentle sprinkling on top.
Gentle sprinkling on top. We'll sprinkle it with lemon juice.
I think that's nothing nicer than that. And that little touch of lemon, I think, lifts, you know, all sorts of chicken dishes. Just that little sprinkling on top. Absolutely delicious.
And the real Punjabi way, you can put little desi ghee again on top to give a nice glaze. That's the real Punjabi way.
Now, the bit I've been waiting for, the tasting. This, the pistachio flavour, the #1 flavour that's coming through along with the chicken. Nothing in here is overmasked at all. And I was getting a little bit wary with all those other ingredients. It's delicious. You've enjoyed that, Scott, haven't you?
That's why it's quite
very good.
I've never seen a bone so clean. That looks good. And this is my whole philosophy on food. You know, everything is there to enhance. It's
Absolutely.
about creating the right blends, the right textures, so they just do nothing but complement one another.
Complement one another.
This is a classic example. It really is. Absolutely sensational. You've got to try this. It really is that good. That was a great start to our Punjabi journey, but now we're going to make another classic. This is called Shahi Maan Dal. It's a delicious dal made from black lentils. Now, I noticed, actually, Manjeet, we've got a great selection of flavours here, but one that really stands out for me, and I wasn't expecting to find, was dry plum in a dal.
Yeah, dry plums we use a lot in Punjabi cuisine. When we make the Punjabi cuisine, it is special.
Yeah.
And even we use as fillings also into the koftas and many other things.
What's the first stage?
First stage, we wash the dal.
Right.
You know, we add water.
Right.
And it's better to just rub it so that there's any excess color or any
I can see
polish
straight away
or-
what's happening.
Yeah, you will see that the water becomes dirty. So you have to
basically, it is literally just rinsing off all of that excess.
see
like
the
that.
water has becoming
Totally.
black.
Once they've been washed, they're going straight into the pot, yes? Right. And do you cook these in a lot of water?
Lot of water. Almost is the 4 times of the lentil.
Right, well, that's a good point as well. 4 times. A good point to remember. I think we've got enough there, Chef, haven't we? We're going to be adding
Add
to
the
this.
onions. 1 chopped onion is
Right, just
good
enough. Straight in. Garlic as well.
We have
Right.
grated ginger.
Grated ginger.
No,
It smells delicious, doesn't it? Is that enough?
it's enough.
I'll
yeah.
stop there. Next
The
thing.
mustard oil.
Oh, that smells lovely.
It's not refined one.
And how much are we putting in?
It's a cold pressed mustard oil. 1 teaspoon is.
1 teaspoon.
Now we have to bring it to boil.
We're going to allow this to simmer so gently till it's really cooked all the way through. So this is just like a crash course in Punjabi cooking. It's quite amazing. But we're going to be taking a little break in a second. Then I'm going to be finishing off this dal. And after that, I'm going to be making another classic, Paneer Tikka. See you after the break. Here I am in Delhi, and we are searching for classic regional Indian dishes from this very, very tasty country with lots of great foods. Today, of course, it's Punjabi cuisine. And I have one of the greatest guides of all, Manjeet Gill, who's showing me all about Punjabi cuisine and this particular lovely dish, which is Shahi Maan Dal, a beautiful dal made with black lentils. Now, Gawant, you went off, didn't you, searching out sort of different dals, their different styles and flavours. What did you find?
I went to a Sikh temple in Chandni Chowk, Old Delhi, and I was able to go into the kitchen where they make the food. And dal is actually one of the main dishes they make on a daily basis.
We are today at a holy shrine of Gurdwara Sri Seesganj Sahab, where 9th Guru Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji gave his martyrdom for the protection of Indian civilization, for the Indian secular values, and for peaceful coexistence of all religions. He was beheaded at this spot where today stands Gurdwara Seesganj in the heart of the walled city of Delhi. This concept of langar, or Guru Ka Langar as we call it, or community kitchen, is a very unique concept of Sikh religion. In fact, it comes originally from Persian language, this word, which means an asylum for the destitute and poor. In langar, the food is cooked by the sangat, the devotees themselves. Then they eat together, sitting in a pangat, in a row. And then it doesn't end there. Then they wash the dishes together. So it imbibes a sense of equality, humbleness, humility, which is part of Sikh values.
Brilliant. And what food do you serve at langar?
It is vegetarian food. Normally it is dal and some lentils and some vegetables and one sweet dish. all human beings are manifestation of God. So how can you distinguish between one and other? So it was to imbibe that thing and to bring the concept of equality, that he said first you cook together, eat together, and then you can see the good.
Wow.
And people from any religion can come. It's not only for Sikhs, you know, Hindus, Muslim, people from any caste, creed or religion.
And is that what keeps the kitchen running at such a
It also keeps the kitchen running, and it also gives you a sense of humility, a sense of great satisfaction that you are serving the human mankind.
Really interesting in the kitchen was the fact that there's so many different age ranges cooking in there. There's little kids, 5-6-year-olds really enjoying it, up to men and women sitting side by side. And the fact that I was able to go into the kitchen and help out as well, where sometimes in the UK there can be a lot of rules and regulations, so it can make a lot of difference and things. So I found it very accepting and welcoming.
And it was amazing. I mean, what actually struck you about it?
It was the sheer quantity of food that's cooked at the Gurdwara, the Sikh temple. They cook the dal in big copper vats and they feed loads and loads of people, roughly around 25,000 on a daily basis.
25,000?
Exactly. It's the concept of a free langar, a free kitchen, so anybody's welcome to come and eat and partake in the food.
Incredible. So the next stage we're going to add is some yogurt.
Now we're going to add yogurt.
Chili powder.
Chili powder and the salt. That's enough.
That's enough, just added there. Some salt.
Salt. We're going to put more salt because we have not put the salt before while boiling.
You're very particular about your seasonings, and quite right too, Chef. Okay, now let's have a look. We've got here, just mixing this up. Oh, you can see how that chili's working its way through. Okay, you ready? Look at that. See, I love watching flavours develop and you can smell it immediately.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, and that's it at this stage, isn't it? Now we just allow that to simmer a little touch longer?
Yeah, maximum 10 minutes. It all depends how much water or moisture is there in the lentil.
Perfect. Okay, next stage then, we have the desi ghee. I was going to put a couple of tablespoons in there, Manjit. Is that all right? Just one?
One spoon is enough.
Okay, and also some of the asafoetida, about that?
Yeah, that's enough.
About there?
Yes.
Now, we're just allowing that to temper just a little in the pan. Asafoetida has quite a powerful kind of sort of nose and flavour about it. So the good thing about this, just that little tempering in the ghee is going to calm that right down. It almost has sort of a kind of garlic edge about it. So that's something else we're going to be adding to this dal. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
And this is the stage we can add the plums.
Right, okay, as they are, not chopped,
As they are, no,
just
not
like
chopped,
this?
the whole plums.
Okay, so let's just drop those in. Shall I put them all in?
Yeah, all in.
All in. I like that. I mean, look at them, they're beautiful. Right, so plums are going in. We're going to let that simmer now for another few minutes.
Yeah, just
and while
4 or
that's
5
happening,
minutes.
4 or 5 minutes.
We'll prepare
perfect.
the next tempering by the time.
Which is going to be some onions. Okay,
That's
stop there. We've also got some ginger. About that?
Yes, that's enough. A teaspoon of this.
So the onions, ginger, really cooking out the rawness from the ginger and the onion, which are going to be added here. And we're going to add a little bit of this chili pepper. Now that ginger's colouring quite well. Is that ready to go in or not?
No, little more. Onions will do brown. And this, you see, the tadka or the tempering is normally done with the lentils.
Yeah.
Or with the things which is not cooked with much spices initially. But to give a good flavor, like this is now ready.
You can smell that ginger.
Now you put red chili. You put red chilies.
Oh, I better hurry up here. Just a little touch.
See, red chili is always better to put after removing from the heat. See, they immediately burn and will.
Now, it's interesting there because that's taken the ginger an awful lot further than I ever would. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. It looks as if it was almost going slightly bitter. But we'll see what happens. You can actually smell exactly.
Now.
That's it. We're complete.
That's it. Yeah.
We are complete. Look at that consistency. Are you all going to come and have a nice taste?
Definitely.
Let's see if it's worked. Have a taste, everybody. That's got a much fuller flavour than we get at home. I think it has anyway. And that's no disrespect. I mean, there's great restaurants, great Indian restaurants, you know, over the UK. But this has got a different finish to it. And I think the flavours become far more... they're almost, each one becomes quite independent. You can taste them all going on within the dish. The little touch of ginger, you've got the onion that's happening there, the little bite we're getting from the chilli.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious, absolutely lovely. But of course, we can't just stop with that one because we're going to be cooking yet another dish, aren't we? We've got another great classic. And you actually wanted to show me something very simple.
Very simple.
And you know, that suits me down to the ground because I love simplicity in food. For me, food is all about good, honest ingredients, great finished flavours. And that is going to be the Paneer Tikka.
Yeah, that will be Paneer Tikka. Yes.
Time to get started. Quite often the very best of dishes are cooked with just great ingredients and certainly not a complicated recipe. And that's exactly what we're going to be cooking now.
Yeah, Paneer Tikka will cook. This can be fried, this can be grilled, you know, this.
Right, should we pop these in here? Or?
Yeah, you can put them here and then we can sprinkle the
spices. So the first stage then is literally to take, is that enough?
Yeah.
For now? There we go, we'll do half a dozen or so. Right.
You can put one more, 4, then, yeah.
See? One more.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got here...
This is the yellow chili powder.
Right.
You see, you normally heard the red chili powder. This is the yellow chili powder.
Difference in strength with that?
There's not so much difference in the strength. The strength is almost same. The only thing is to make the white things, not to get the reddish color. Put enough, don't worry. See.
Now, how about that?
Yeah,
does that look
that's
good?
good?
We've got something decent there. With that,
Salt.
some salt, of course. A good bit of seasoning. And you can see by the very few ingredients
Now
we've got here. This is going to be
We can
very
turn around
exciting.
and...
So literally just turn these now in that mix.
Yeah.
So we're making sure that all of them are well covered. Is that right? What's
First
next?
is, you can leave them for 5 to 10 minutes.
Just to let that
in there.
infuse a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
While that's happening...
Now, while that's happening, we'll make the paste of the gram flour.
Okay,
The
do we
Bengal
use all
gram
of this?
Flour. No, just 2 tablespoons is enough.
2 tablespoons. Well, let's take sort of half of what's in here, shall we?
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough.
It's enough? All right, okay. A lot less than I...
So we add little cream to make a paste, and then we can...
Just this one?
No, little cream. Just make a paste, and then we can... Otherwise, there should not be any lumps in it.
Okay, let me just check that. So this paste is something, obviously, we're going to be sort of spreading over
We'll
the
dip them
paneer.
into this, yeah.
Is that enough cream, do you think?
Yeah, then we cream. Then we add more cream.
Touch more cream?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You're also being very liberal with that. Very liberal.
We'll add more cream in it.
More cream again.
Yeah.
Okay. And now some ashwan in here, some of the lovage.
Admire
Little
the
sprinkling.
lovage. Yeah, put in this. More. Yeah.
Another one?
Put more, yeah. More. Little more. Yeah, that's okay.
So again, stir that over, and then can I just pour that over these?
No, we'll pick up each piece, roll into that, and
put it back.
Yeah.
So there is a very particular technique about this. So we're just
Yeah,
rolling them in
this-
it
yeah.
like that.
And we put it back in the...
Put it back into that
Yeah.
tray. Okay. So fairly simple, really. I mean, as you see, there's been few ingredients so far, each adding their own. And I think this is going to be lovely. I can imagine they're having a little bite, but because of it's so dense, that piece of paneer, I think it'll cope with it no problem. I can't see that being overpowering and too hot to eat at all. It looks quite delicious. Let's not waste any there. Lovely. So while this is resting and taking on all that extra flavour, let's move over to Bushra. It's her turn now. Now, across India, a lot of the truck drivers, in fact, are Panjabi. And to cater to them, of course, we have roadside cafes, known as dhabas, springing up all over the country. So we sent Bushra to Old Delhi to take a look.
Sweetie, it's very good to meet you. Can you tell me a bit about what dhaba is?
Dhaba is a roadside. Dhaba means is a roadside.
Dhaba is basically a word which came from the word dhabs. You know, dhabs was a place from people who used to travel from one place to another. It is basically built on the countryside roads, and people used to, you know, offer there for a bit of water. But as the time came on, the dhabs started providing them with water and with food also. So from the word dhabs, it came the word dhaba, which provides you water and homemade food basically.
How long have your family been cooking dhaba?
It's the last 50 years.
After the independence, my father used to come over Delhi, and we started the business of our homemade food. And my grandfather actually used to prepare meat and chapatis on the road stalls. And from there, as the time goes on, he acquired this place, this shop, and here he used to start with curry pakoda and meat and some vegetables, which used to provide people the homemade food basically at very low cost.
Can you tell me what's special about Punjabi food?
Special Punjabi food special इसलिए है कि ये एक तो कार जैसा है.
Actually, Punjabi food is special because of its homemade taste, and all the food is actually prepared in desi ghee, pure desi ghee, which is a typically Punjabi ghee. And people used to make this food, and it is basically very light food. There is a misconception in the minds of the people that Punjabi food is basically very oily and very spicy, but it's not like that. It is simply homemade food.
Do you cook in the restaurant every day?
Yes. Daily.
And you still love cooking every day?
Yeah, every day. सुबह मैं 9 बजे से लेके 11 बजे तक आप कुकिंग करता हूँ, सब खाना मैं आपको बनाता हूँ.
Actually, he has a passion for, you know, actually he's very fond of eating food, so he acquired passion to create different items every day. So he used to cook every day.
So we brought you all the way to India, and all we did was send you to a roadside cafe.
Yes, but don't let that fool you. It was an amazing place. I mean, it is a very run-down, hole-in-the-wall establishment in the busy streets of Old Delhi, but the food that Sweetie Singh prepared was just absolutely wonderful. He cooks from the heart, and you can really see that in him, in the way he talks about food and Punjabi cuisine, and that's perfectly illustrated in the food he prepares.
So you can sit there amongst, you know, all of these guys, and it's so hot, but there's still good food coming up on the plate.
I think that adds to the whole atmosphere, the actual hustle and bustle. Everyone talks so highly of Sweetie, and the food is just wonderful.
And Chef, do you know Sweetie?
Yeah, I know Sweetie, and I've been to his dhaba many times, and you will surprise that I used him in many food festivals in my hotels.
Right.
So he has capabilities to cook even a little better than the dhabas, or food from a fine restaurant and then into dhaba, because food is very good.
So you had a good chef looking after you anyway. So
he was the best.
He was...
Sorry, not the best.
I was the best. After the break, we'll be finishing off that Paneer tikka and then dining in one of the world's top restaurants. So we're cooking now the final part of my Punjabi banquet with Chef Manjit Gill. Now there's a question I want to ask you actually, Manjit. This is for Paneer tikka. But what does tikka actually mean?
Tikka means the morsel.
Oh,
a little larger morsel, which is a 2-bite or 3-bite piece, is a tikka. But it's a boneless thing.
Okay, so you are looking at something that's boneless. A lot of the time you are using things like the paneer, aren't you, for this?
Yeah, paneer for the vegetarians.
Yes,
it's a signature dish from the
and then you're using chicken
restaurant.
And
but
fish.
The chicken, the fish or the lamb, it's all deboned.
Perfect. So you can see here we're cooking it in two different ways. One is in the tandoor oven. One, of course, is just like your barbecue grill. So you can try this at home quite easily on that lovely Sunday afternoon and cooking this off. It's going to be delicious. And it is so simple, I can't wait to try it. So what is going to give us the absolute best flavour? Is it cooking it on the grill or in the actual tandoor? Is it very much the same?
It will be very much same, but that will be definitely a little better.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll take the tandoor out first.
Let's try.
See, it's a nice, beautiful colour on this.
It does look good, actually. You can smell it. You can smell that flavour. Beautiful. Look at that.
And normally then...
Now this is going to be sprinkled. Oh.
From the hot side, we just see this. We give a little this flavour inside the paneer also, you know, like this. And now we can sprinkle the masala.
That is superb. So making sure it's not just happening around the outside. Manjit then was actually making sure the flavour is working in the centre as well.
Center.
And now
we put the masala in this.
Now this is called a masala, kebab
masala.
And this is just a combination of spices.
It's a mixture of dry mango powder.
Yes, yeah.
Dry fenugreek leaves, yellow chili powder, garam masala.
So
that's it.
Flavour never stops here. That's the beauty of it, but it's all just in the right quantities. It just gives you enough without overtaking. Right, well, while you're doing that, can I have a little taste?
Yes.
Can I be greedy? Because it does look very, very good. Oh, yeah. I love that taste. Absolutely love it. You see, it is very, very simple.
It's very simple.
I'm just picking up a little bit now of this sort of raw spice, if you like, that's coming from it. It's not overtaking, though. And I adore, of course, this lovely crisp little bittersweet around the outside.
Yeah, that makes it very tasty, yeah.
You all look quite hungry over there. Look, there's plenty there to tuck into. Chef, I think that is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. There's something I do have to tell you about this recipe. This is a very, very special, because I've got a copy of the recipe here that the chef gave me. Very last stage of the method. And what does it say? Serve lovingly and with emotions. And I can see and I can taste exactly what he means. It's been just such an incredible experience. But really, you know, I can't say I've enjoyed the ultimate in Punjabi cooking until I've eaten your food in your restaurant here in the hotel.
Yes,
so, Chef,
definitely. You will enjoy that.
Hopefully I'll be tucking into that later. And here's nothing but a really, really big thank you. It's been a great experience.
Pleasure working with you.
I've learned a lot. Just
Same
today,
here.
I've learned so much. Thank you. That is unbelievable.
Now, if you see the size...
Have we got one each?
And you...
Bukhara is one of the top restaurants in the whole of India. Indeed, it has been actually voted in the top 50 in the whole world. That's some record. So, Manjit, what are you really trying to achieve with this restaurant? Is it really just to get the whole message across to the rest of the world? Because you've got people, I noticed, coming here, they're from all parts of the world who are coming to eat here.
To the general public, it is to give the very basic, the staple food to the people. Dal is staple, this. And there's nothing in here we, modify it. We just put the actual things the way they should be.
Right.
Even in eating, you indulge yourself. You involve yourself in the food. You know?
Well, the greatest social point in the world we have is the dinner table. So, you know, I always like to make sure, and exactly what you've done here, through having this activity, having to share, having to pass, you immediately create that atmosphere at the table, and I think that's priceless. So thank you. Manjit, what an amazing man, he really is. He was lovely to work with, huge personality, and how many years has he been cooking? I mean, you could just see it's still got the love, the passion in the man, and I think that's priceless. He was just a pleasure to work with, and I picked up a lot of sort of good little Indian tips from him. Do you know, I keep thinking about the banquet and thinking, how will I get all those huge naans on the table? Punjabi cuisine to me.
You are absolutely right that the Indian cuisine, the cuisines of India, is very different from the region to region. And I must say that the unity between all these cuisines is the spices. They are common.
Yeah.
But the methods of cooking, the medium of cooking varies from place to place, climate, region, and everything, all those things. But it's a very simple cuisine. It's a very robust cuisine. It is tasty, and we work a lot on the taste much more.
from what we're cooking today, every sort of main part of the ingredient is going to benefit from all of these extra flavors we're putting with it.
Every cuisine, every ingredient in this dish or in the Punjabi food has a meaning to it. There's a reason why it is there. So it either it adds the flavor, or it complements the basic flavor. So there's a reason for everything to have.
I think I'm going to learn a lot today, aren't I? My sous chefs aren't just here to help me cook. They're my eyes, ears and taste buds exploring the local cuisine. So Manjit and I briefed the guys, and they've been out on the road really trying to understand what makes Punjabi cooking so special. Scott visited a historic Punjabi restaurant, Cal went ate in style at a Sikh temple, and Bushra, well, she hung out at a roadside cafe. And I'm going to be cooking up a menu under Manjit's recommendations, and of course under his watchful eye. What exactly are we going to be cooking today? What's the first dish?
The dish which we're doing is the murgi pista dar. Murgi means chicken.
Pista dar. So
yeah, pista dar means with pistachios.
There's Shahi Mandal. Welcome to India. I'm here for the first time in my life to discover the secrets of this country's world-famous cuisine. I'm here with my 3 sous chefs, and I've got to learn fast before heading back to the UK to cook for some very discerning critics at an Indian banquet in London's West End. This is for real. I mean, I'm starting from scratch, cooking with ingredients I just don't know. This is a new culinary challenge. Wish me luck. I tell you what, this place is absolutely huge. It's not just a country, it's a subcontinent. And cooking is at the heart of all in every corner of this amazing place. My 3 helpers, Bushra, Kalwant and Scott, were handpicked for this once-in-a-lifetime trip. We're cooking and eating our way around India to discover the very best regional dishes that'll hopefully inspire us for that big West End banquet. Today we're in the Indian capital of Delhi, a melting pot for people and food from all over the country. It's a centre of Punjabi cuisine, and a lot of the dishes we know in the UK have their roots here. But the real thing can be very different. Punjabis are an adventurous and outgoing race, and my guide to their cuisine is no exception. Top chef Manjit Gill has travelled the world to champion the cause of Punjabi cooking.
See, the Punjab is located in the north of Indian subcontinent. Pancha means 5 and Ab of Persian word means water. It is the land of 5 rivers, so that's why it's called Panjab. Food is very important. Philosophically, we believe that the food is very important for the body and it is for the mind, heart and soul. It is not only to physically keep the body fit, but it affects the mind also. The commonly used ingredients in the Punjabi cuisine are coriander seeds, cumin seeds, cloves, cinnamon, red chili. There is whole turmeric. For the many people, many houses, they make the powder at home as fresh as possible. Typical Punjabi meal will be, if regular meal is a vegetarian meal most of the time, it consists of vegetables, sometimes cottage cheese, lentils, curd, and the mix of vegetables. Bread is the staple food, and it has a various varieties of breads we make, but all are flat breads, and they are leavened, unleavened. They are deep fried also, they are shallow fried, and they are with fat, without fat, the main...
Classic dal with black lentils and mustard oil. And finally, Paneer tikka, the simplest dish of all but so delicious. I just can't wait to try it. This is India, and we're in the capital, Delhi. We're exploring one of India's best-known cuisines. Punjabi cooking is all about hearty fare, fresh veg, meat and dairy produce. So I'm here with Manjit Gill, my guide to the very best of Punjabi cooking. And we're going to be making, first of all, the murgi pistara, which Manjit calls tandoori chicken plus. What does that exactly mean, Manjit? Why do you call it that?
No, I call it because this basic preparation is like a tandoori chicken. The cooking style is like tandoori chicken. But you have seen the tandoori chicken, we do the cuts till the bone to get the marination go through. But then we'll do the pistachio filling in it.
Oh,
and then we cook again,
so
along with the pistachio
process.
Yeah, process in this.
Okay.
And that's why it's tandoori chicken plus.
So, first stage then.
Or first we'll cut the chicken. We'll put the cuts on the chicken, and then we deep, and then we'll make like a pocket. So
but do you find that releases too much juice of the chicken that way? Because we've made those huge incisions there.
No, you see, first is when the marination we do and the yogurt we use, it takes care of the more moisture in this.
Yeah.
We lose little moisture, but we're adding on the moisture also. The tandoori heat is very different. It's all around at one time, and you find that the chicken is, or any meat, a lot of variety of breads we have, and they all accompany with our food. We believe that the food is very important for the body, and we believe that our food is very deeply rooted with 5 senses, the 5 elements, and it has the 5 elements, and the human body has the 5 elements. We believe that every time we eat is a celebration. The eating of food, like we believe that there are 4 essentials of cooking. The one is that you must have a good knowledge on food, so must understand the food. Second is you must cook. Cooking is very, very important. The third is your mind must be there where the cooking is happening. Your mind should not travel out of the kitchen. And you must have good thoughts in mind when you are cooking. When you have these 4 essentials in the food will do the goodness for whom you are cooking or to whom you are serving. And that's a very important thing. And that makes the person happy.
I've been looking forward to this, Manjit. Actually, to get to know the real food and work with the master. Your reputation goes an awful long way across this world, what you've created here.
Thank you very much, Gary.
So this is such a different style of cooking, something that's very fresh and very new to me. You taste lots of Indian food, but now over here now, realising and recognising that in every single region there's a different style, you've got a different approach to it, and of course with different finished flavours. What is it exactly that we're going to be cooking today? How is that going to explain